Welcome back to Fit and Fierce After 40. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Holly Smith Williams, and this podcast is all about empowering women to stay strong, healthy, and confident throughout perimenopause and menopause. Today's episode is one of my favourite topics: lifting weights. I love lifting weights, love lifting heavy shit. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that for bodybuilders? Or won't I get bulky? Spoiler alert, no, you won't. In fact, lifting weights is one of the best things you can do for your body, especially after 40. So whether you're a complete newbie to strength training or you just need a push to get started, this episode is for you. I'll be honest, I used to avoid the weights section like the plague because I thought cardio was the answer to everything. I used to sweat away on the elliptical machine, hoping the fat was crying and that it would disappear. I decided to change my fitness regime when I heard that strength training was a great way to improve bone density. My own mother began to experience severe hip pain in her early 70s. At first, we all assumed it was arthritis, just like my nana had. But when she pushed for an MRI scan, the results were devastating. A tumour in her bladder had spread to her hip, breaking her pelvis. Earlier on, she'd been diagnosed with onset of osteoporosis, but chose to avoid the medication because of the awful side effects. I often wonder if her bones had been stronger, would things have turned out differently? And would the cancer have spread so rapidly to her bones and broken her pelvis? That question drives me. My mum isn't here anymore, unfortunately, but I'm determined to do everything I can to keep my bones healthy and strong for the future. And that's exactly why I started strength training. So that's my motivation for strength training. But what I didn't realise was what a difference it would make to my body. Within weeks, I felt stronger, more energised, and even started to see changes to my shape. A year on, I can say that I've never had a body like this, not even in my 20s. I've got curves now and I've got definition that I'd never had before. The bingo wings are a thing of the past. I'm still like, oh, look at that. And it just keeps getting better. Every month it's accumulating more strength and I really, really love it. I'm in it for the long term, that is for sure. And it's all about growing the booty, isn't it? You know, you don't want a flat bottom. No. That is my motivation. No flat bottom for me, please. Let's talk about why strength training is so important, especially for women over 40. And spoiler alert, it's not just about looking good. It's all about building a body that works for you, not against you. Why is strength training so powerful? Let me break it down for you. Number one, it boosts metabolism. Muscle is metabolically active, which means it burns more calories at rest than fat. So even when you're sitting on the sofa, you're burning fat. How wonderful, which makes it easier to maintain or lose weight. You may feel like if you went for a run, you know, your muscles might feel achy after that, but you're not actually building muscle by doing cardio. That's why you need to lift. Number two, it fights age-related muscle loss. So after 30, we lose about 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade. You could feel like you're the same size you were when you were younger, but where your muscle was, it's going to be gradually replaced by fat. Less muscle mass means slower metabolism and the higher chance of gaining more fat. So strength training helps reverse that trend. Another bonus is it strengthens your bones, of course. Weight-bearing exercises stimulate bone growth and helps prevent bone loss, which is important when it comes to reducing the risk of osteoporosis. Women over 40 are at higher risk of osteoporosis but lifting weights can increase bone density and reduce that risk. Think of it in investing in your future health, which is what we all need. Another positive, it reduces belly fat. I hate belly fat. I think we all do. No one actually likes belly fat, do they? So strength training helps reduce overall body fat, including the stubborn fat around the belly, and that can really increase health risks. Strength training also enhances strength and functionality. By building strength, you'll find everyday tasks easier, of course, just like carrying your shopping in or lifting heavy objects, if we can't delegate that to someone else, of course, which is always my aim. Not only does it help your bone health, strength training, it helps your joint health, because strength training strengthens the muscles around your joints, which provides better support and reduces the risk of pain or injury, especially in areas like knees and hips, which we all know these are problem areas when you get older. Strength training also reduces the risks of chronic diseases, because it can help lower the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and other chronic conditions by improving blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and insulin sensitivity, which is a real problem when it comes to perimenopause and menopause being insulin resistant. Also enhances your mental health. Strength training releases endorphins, which boost mood and reduces feelings of anxiety and depression. It also helps combat stress by lowering cortisol levels. I definitely notice when I've missed a session, I can feel myself feeling flat again and feeling a bit and I don't know if I've got ADHD, but I don't know if going into perimenopause has heightened those kind of behaviours really. And I think the dopamine fix from doing a morning strength training session helps me throughout the day. Totally. It also improves your posture, strengthens your core, back and shoulders, and helps align your spine. So it reduces slouching like that. So it can make you look taller. You won't feel like you're shrinking, because we do get the shrinks as well when we get older. I don't want that. All my children are very, very tall. I don't want to be the smallest. So you'll look taller, you'll feel confident. We all want to feel more fabulous and confident. And it improves sleep, because strength training promotes better sleep quality by reducing stress and helping regulate sleep hormones. A consistent workout regime can lead to a deeper, more restorative sleep. And one of my favourite pastimes is sleeping, as well as seeing how well I've slept on my Fitbit. That's always a pleasing sight if it's in the 90s. I'm loving that. In all seriousness, it does increase longevity, because they do say muscle is the organ of longevity, because studies have shown that people who maintain muscle mass and strength as they age tend to live longer, healthier lives. Because let's face it, think about exercise. When are we going to need to run a marathon? Unless there's a zombie apocalypse and you've got to run somewhere. That's the only scenario I see. When are you going to need strength training? Every day to get up out of your chair, to lift your groceries in, to open a jar. Everything you're going to need your strength training for. Nothing you're going to need running for. You're not. Useless. That's how I see it in my mind anyway. Okay, so here's a big question. Will lifting weights make me bulky? Let's bust that myth now, because when I started, I would often look down at my legs and think, crikey, they look bulky now. And then I actually look in the mirror from a distance, or I look at a picture of myself from a distance, and my legs don't look bulky in the slightest. And in fact, they just look a lot better and a lot more toned and defined. So you're going to have to be eating a lot of protein and calories and doing a lot of weight training to get anywhere near bulky. Really don't worry about that. And it's all about feeling and being strong, and if you can see your muscle, to me, I think that's a great thing, because I don't want to be weak. So let's get it straight though. Lifting weights will not make you bulky. To achieve that kind of muscle mass you see on bodybuilders, you're going to need to train intensely for hours a day and eat a specific high calorie diet focused purely on muscle growth. For the rest of us, lifting weights gives us strength, definition, and a lean, toned look. So when you say, I want to tone up, toning up is lifting heavy weights. That's how you get a lean, toned look. Now, how do you start? Here's 3 simple steps for you. Start small, because we don't need to be lifting heavy weights immediately. You want to see progress. Even 2 to 3 kilogram dumbbells or resistant bands can make a big difference. And if he's just starting out, focus on form. I mean, you're always going to be focusing on form because form is really important, but proper form is everything. Start with basic moves like squats, rows, planks, and build from there. Everyone can do a squat. It's just you've got to make sure you're doing it properly. Keep it consistent. Aim for 2 to 3 sessions a week to start with. Each session can be as short as 20 minutes. But it's about showing up and getting it done regularly. And you also then, once you start, you need to increase the weight. If you stick at low weights, you're not going to make progress. So when you can do 10 to 12 reps of one exercise, I'd say it's time to increase the weight. And then you can lower the reps. So you can go like 6 to 8 reps on the higher weight, but always increase the weights. That's the aim. Want a simple routine to try? Here's one that could be a good starting point for you. You can try 10 squats with or without weights, 10 push-ups on your knees if needed, but remember, on your knees isn't going to progress to a full press up. So even if you start on your toes, forget your knees, you'll get there even if you can do just one. You'll progress, don't worry. You could do 10 bent over rows using dumbbells or water bottles if you've got those, or hold your plank for 20-30 seconds as well. Repeat this circuit 2 to 3 times and you've got a full body workout that'll take you less than 15 minutes. And if you're worried about the form of each move, you can do a YouTube search and there will be plenty of videos showing you correct form of certain exercises. So search that up. So there you have it. Why lifting weights is a game changer after 40 and how to get started. Strength training isn't just about looking good. It's about investing in your future, feeling strong, feeling capable, and ready to take on whatever life throws at you. If you're still on the fence, here's my challenge. Try one strength training session this week, and even if it's just for 10 minutes, you'll feel the difference. And if you do, I want to hear about it. Tag me on Instagram at FitandFierceAfter40 and share your progress, or use the hashtag FitandFierceAfter40. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and share it with a friend who could use a little strength training motivation. Together, we're building strong, fierce bodies for life. See you next time.